it is. What's happening? Got a few things to talk about on the channel. Something I thought was pretty cool. But behind me is my 97 F250 four-wheel drive with a 460. I just put on tires that I bought a month ago. Finally got around to putting the tires on. And just trying to get this thing ready to be roadworthy. I mean, it's already roadworthy. It's a tag truck. Just changing some stuff that needed to be changed so I can start to use it to travel with it a little bit. I'm going to use it to pull a car trailer, which I have not bought yet, but that's the next thing I'm going to buy is a car trailer. And before anybody asks me, why would I buy a car trailer when I own 2 rollbacks? Well, it's very simple. I'm tired of DOT, Department of Transportation. They will pull a truck over for the littlest crap, find something wrong. They're road pirates. I'm done with them. I'm sick of the government trying to take everything from the working man every time you turn around. But when I'm in a pickup truck towing a car trailer, it's never a problem. But, you know, everything can be strapped down, I's and T's and everything lined up, stars and perfect. Get pulled over in the rollback, and it's always they just find something. The rollback's got 6 brand new tires on it. It's tagged. It has fire extinguisher. It has all the crap the DOT requires. The truck is 100%. Nothing wrong with it. And they will find something with it every time. I don't care. Oh, you don't have a medical card. Oh, you don't have this. Oh, well, what are you doing out of state? Well, then you're running for hire. It's always something. If I just stay in my state, I never have an issue. So, I did what any American would do. Go out and buy a plain old pickup and a car trailer. Now, they do start to fool with guys with pickups and car trailers, but with no lettering, and no nothing. I'm ordinary Joe going out to buy some piece of junk. As long as I've got it 100% strapped down, I'm buying a brand new car trailer, so I won't have no issues there. This truck is 100%. I just put tires on it. It's tagged. This thing runs great. So, should be good. So, just finished doing that this evening. Now, another thing I want to talk about, which was kind of cool, is, so I did a little video on my TikTok. And for you guys that follow me on the channel, some of you might follow me on TikTok. 3 days ago, I did a video about a product that I use called Mastercoat. Now, I just did a little video on this product, and it got 130-some thousand views. And the owner of the company actually called me today and thanked me for the video because he got an abundance amount of orders over the weekend. I guess people went out and bought the product to give it a try for their projects. So, this paint is actually, I'm going to talk about it here a little bit. I've been using this paint for roughly about close to 20 years. This paint is designed, it's a moisture curing paint. I don't want to say it's similar to Pour 15, but it's along those lines, and it's used for such as this rust on the edge of this hood. Now, this hood is not rotted out. It's just got like surface rust where the paint's just... Now, I don't know why, for some odd reason, all the way around the hood, it's like that. It's weird. The car has no rot. This car has got solid quarters, floors. I have no idea why the edge of the hood's rotted like this. Could have been where the car was stored. I really don't know. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean that rust off. I'm going to biscuit it, wire wheel it, clean it the best I can, get it prepped. I'm going to put 2 coats of that silver on it. Now, this stuff's pretty thick. You can use it right out of the can, or you can thin it. I do know guys that have used it and thinned it. But I like to use it right out, and I actually use a brush. And I'm only going to use it in the areas that you see rusted. Now, I know, I'm not dumb, that if you're doing a full restoration, you really want to sandblast it. You really want to get it as clean as you can. I understand that. And there's hundreds of products on the market. But you want to clean this rust, and you want to hold it back for 10, 12 years, this product will do it. And this product will not fade. Its UV does not hurt it. In other words, you can put it out in the sun, and this stuff will not get chalky. The silver, which is what this is our silver. Okay? Their silver is the best for rusty metal. They do make other colors, but this is their best product. Now, a couple things you want to keep in mind when you're using this product. product is if you happen to pour some of this out into another container, do not pour the unused portion back in this container, because the unused portion has now been out in the elements and has moisture from just the normal air. You pour it in there, it'll ruin the rest of the can. This stuff runs about 55, almost 60 bucks now. This stuff's not cheap. Now, there's other stuff on the market called Rust Bullet and other stuff, but I'm telling you, this stuff right here is a cat's meow. I use this stuff like on this. You can actually put 2 coats of that on, and you can fill those rust pits in, and you can actually sand it. Now, again, this is not a concourse restorated car. I have no plans to make this a concourse restorated car. This is what we call a driver. We're fixing what's there, moving on with life. You know, I'll be dead in hopefully 100 years from now. But realistically, a lot of us guys don't keep this shit more than 10 years. I'm just trying to make what's here last. And this will hold it back better than anything on the shelves that you can go and buy off in any parts store. I can tell you right now. If you're looking, you know, most of us guys, we do a rust repair. We cut the rust out. We weld it up. We want to put something on it. Now, I have, on my 52 Ford pickup, the bottoms of the fenders were rusted out. I cut the rust out, fully welded a patch in. I painted both sides of the panel. Now, sometimes you can't get to the other side. But a gentleman did chime in and tell me you can paint it and weld over this, which I'd never tried that before, but he did say you could do that. On my pickup, I could get to both sides of the panel where I made the repair. So what I did was painted both sides. I did my body work over top of this paint. On the inside of the fender, I seam sealed the actual weld with a body seam sealer. Then I top coated it again over top of it. That truck has sat outside. Now it's inside now, but 5 years ago I did not own this place. So unfortunately, it had to sit outside. It sat outside for about 5 or 6 years, and I drove it. And none of the body repairs that I did have popped or done anything crazy. So, I mean, that's 5 years worth of sitting. We're on the East Coast. I'm 40 miles from the beach. So what's that tell you? We're in, you know, not the greatest of climate for stuff not rusting. This stuff will hold it back. Another thing you want to keep in mind with this product is, like I said, you can spray it. It is very sprayable. You can thin it and spray it. Do not get any paint in the lip of this can. You will not get the lid back off. You will destroy the lid. This stuff gets so hard when it dries, you'll destroy the can. In fact, I just picked up, they're outside. I just picked up a couple cans, because I've got another can over there on the shelf that I know I'm going to destroy the lid when I take it off. So I just bought a couple cans from Napa to pour the other portion into and close up. The owner of the company says you can put a piece of plastic down and then put your lid in, and then that usually helps it. But I just tell people, don't get it in the lid. So it was really nice that the owner of the company called me today, gave me his personal phone number, told me if I need any product, he'll take care of me. He's about 3 hours from me into Jersey, which that's nice. He does sell the product on Amazon, and a lot of guys chimed in on my TikTok and said that the product was out of stock. Well, it was out of stock because he sold out of what he had on Amazon. It's a very small company, but they've been in business for 30 years, I believe is what he told me. I can't tell you, this product is just a cat's meow. I have literally put this product on rust holes that were in cars, just brushed it in there and globbed it in, just to slow the rust down, just because I'm not going to get to it anytime soon. If it was a little lighter out, I'd take you out there and show you my Toyota. My Toyota has some rust around the edge here, and I just took and brushed some of the silver in the rust, and I didn't even clean the rust. I just globbed it in there, and I did that just to slow the rust down. And it seems to, you know, slowed it down. That was all. Eventually, I'll cut the rust out and I will repair. But, you know, sometimes we just don't have time. You know, this car here, realistically, if I was restoring this car, I'd find another hood. But that's not feasible, and that's not what this project's about. This project is not about spending thousands of dollars restoring it. I'm gonna clean these edges. I'm gonna treat them with the silver, 2 coats. I'm going to lightly sand it. I'm going to blend in some of the original yellow, and I'm going to close the hood. I'm going to prep the whole car. I'm going to take as much chrome as I can off, and I'm taking the car to Maaco because we are going to drive this car. My girlfriend lives at the beach. I spend a lot of time down there. She wants to drive this car, so more than likely this thing might end up living down there. Who knows? I don't know. But it might go down there, and it might stay there. So I want to try to just get the car as clean as I can, and, you know, it's going to live down. It might live down there. I don't know. But I'm just saying that this is not we are going to drive the wheels off this car. That's what this car was built for. So, let's see what else is going on. So I've been on vacation for a couple days. I haven't really been in the shop. The Bird does have all the brakes are done. All the brakes are done. The fuel tank is in the Bird. Motor and trans is in the car. I have not dug the wheels and tires out of the other building yet that are going to go on this car to see if they're going to fit. I have a set of wheels and tires that are very nice. They're brand new wheels and tires. I had them on my 59 Edsel. When I sold my Edsel, the gentleman that bought the car did not want aftermarket wheels. He wanted the factory white walls with the original hubcaps. So that's how I sold the car. I think these wheels will look killer on this car. But I'm a little worried about clearance. I forget what size tire they are. They're a little on the large side. They're actually on my 52 Ford pickup right now. No, my 54. Did I say 52 or 54? That's all wrong. It's 53. I'm way off. They're on my 53 right now in the other building. I'm not driving the truck, and I actually want to put something different on the 53. I just don't know. I've got a couple ideas what I want to do for wheels on it, but I'm not even fooling with that truck right now. So I've got some other work around here to do. I got to finish up. I'm putting exhaust manifolds on this. In fact, there's half of it there. The other half still on the motor. I got a lot of regular repair work I got to do since I've been on vacation. I spent most of vacation working on this and down the beach. So I haven't made a YouTube video, and this is the update video. And as you can see, it's hot. It's hot in here. So the Bird, I'm waiting on some other parts for it. I got to measure up a dry shaft because the dry shaft is not going to work. I put a 302 in this car and a 3-speed FMX automatic transmission. So the trans is a little shorter than the original trans that was in the car. I don't know if you can really see. So I got to do something to dry shaft. Now this trans came out of a 79 Ford Ranchero I had that I cut up. It was a perfectly working trans. In fact, the car ran and drove. It's just the frame was rotted out in like 4 spots. The frame was junked. I sold the motor out of it. I used a bunch of sheet metal off of that other Ranchero to fix another Ranchero I have, and I had the trans. That's why I used it. So some guys might be like, why didn't you use a C6 or C4? I had this. It worked using what I had. So like I said, motor's in. It's got shorty headers on it. So I've got to make a front pipe from here to the exhaust. I got to make 2 front pipes. I got my, I don't know if you can see it, but I got a mini high torque starter in there. It's nice and small, so it stays away from the headers. But she's all in there, sitting in there all bolted. It's all bolted in. Of course, I got all the stuff up top to do, but everything to put that part of it together. I got to figure out what I'm going to do about a radiator. I have the original radiator, but I also have a brand new radiator out of a Fox Body Mustang with electric fans and all on it. So I'm kind of leaning towards that. And the reason I'm leaning towards that is because these old Thunderbirds have what was called a surge tank. So the surge tank bolted to your thermostat housing, and the tank, actually I have the tank over here. The tank is how you filled the radiator, because the radiator doesn't have an actual opening on it. So it had this surge tank. And as you can see, the surge tank has your radiator, Jimmy John, and it bolted right to the thermostat housing on the intake manifold. Obviously, that's not going to work on a 302 because that came off of a 352. So I bought this to maybe cut the upper radiator hose to keep the original Thunderbird radiator, but I don't know if I'm going to do that or not, because I'm kind of leaning towards maybe just using those electric fans, because we like to do a couple parades with this car, And I've done some parades in my 52 Ford pickup with a 302. It has a small fan, and if you're not careful, if it's a really hot, humid day, you got to really pay attention to the temperature because it likes to creep. So I'm thinking with an electric fan, I can control the electric fan a little easier, and I don't have to worry about the car running hot because it'll have plenty of air coming across the radiator at idle in traffic with terrible airflow on either side of you. So that's what I'm kind of thinking of. We'll see. I did buy an aftermarket automatic trans cooler. I figured I'd put an automatic trans cooler in front of the radiator somewheres. That way I keep the trans nice and cool. Again, thinking ahead of time that we'll probably do some parades and stuff with the car. So I'm going to go ahead and get at it. I want to get at getting these manifolds on. Like I said, just got done doing those tires on the truck. They're all on there mounted. So I'm going to get at it, and I'll catch you on the next one. And maybe we'll be diving into something a little bit deeper. Holla at your boy. Keep it reals.